I'm privileged to be here in your presence with my friend and co-director Paul Krajewski, who has many years of experience not only in startups but is an expert when it comes to product management, ensuring you understand your customers' needs so that you can design, create, and improve a product to meet those needs. At the Founder Institute, we are also proud to be supported by Addison's, who is a well-known Australian law firm, and they have a practice that specialises in corporate law for startups. And Rebecca Dooley, who's one of the partners at Addison's, has been a long-term mentor and advisor and confidant of many founders, not only at Founder Institute, but within the tech ecosystem. In our region, we are thrilled to also be supported by other mentors. These are mentors who have got dirt under their fingernails. They have run global operations. They have started businesses not only in this part of the world, but have taken them overseas. They invest in companies. Now, some of you have asked, what is the Founder Institute? Well, we're the world's largest global network of startup accelerators, investors, and advisors. You can see there's a stack load of portfolio companies, even more money raised from investors, with a large amount of value being created. Now, where do we sit within the ecosystem? Well, you might have been familiar with programs such as Startup School or Lean Startup Machine, and you might have heard of venture capital firms on the right-hand side, as well as seed, accelerator, or angel programs. Well, we are a pre-seed accelerator. We help founders who might have a full-time job to go through the process of using their part-time hours to get initial traction and to prepare for seed funding. Around the world, there are many FI portfolio companies. In fact, no accelerator has launched more startups across the world than Founder Institute. And what are some of the portfolio companies that are close to home? Well, you might recognise a couple of them, some of which have been acquired. Now, Founder Institute starts with what we call FI, Founder Institute Core. These are for founders who are at the pre-seed stage where they're looking to improve their ideation, their validation, to improve their product, and to get to revenue. Within this FI Core program, which is a part-time program that runs over about 14 weeks, there are 3 different tracks. There's the validate track, there's the launch track, and the traction track. And as you can see here, during FI Core, we are interested in having you go through these growth sprints with this rule of 1. It's a methodology to activate entrepreneurial potential by focusing your efforts intensely. Are you solving one problem for one customer with one product that has one killer feature and one revenue stream? Let's talk about accelerators, incubators, and co-working. This is a recent report from Startup Muster, which is a survey of many startups and folks within the startup community in the region. And what you'll see here is, of course, networking and connections are really important when it comes to accelerators and incubators. But look at this thing which has gone up a lot, peer support is really important. And you can also see a great deal of startups have benefited from being in an accelerator. At the Founder Institute, you get constant feedback. Lots of feedback sessions. You get one-on-one office hours with the co-directors like Paul and I, as well as mentors. And then there's also peer-to-peer feedback from your working groups, because other people who are taking part in the program may have a deep expertise in a field that you may not have. Now, what happens after the program? Well, there is a lifetime of support. There's access and support from the Founder Institute team in Silicon Valley. There's a whole range of resources, and there are what are called advanced accelerators to help you get a lead investor, to help you build your leadership skills. And here's what happens as you go through the process of the funding lab. In 10 steps, you go through this process of building momentum and closing a lead investor. I'll show you some of the alumni benefits, and you can check it out at fi.co. You get access to private events, a private email list, and over 3 million Australian dollars in partner discounts. You also get access to all of the Founder Institute sessions. So the global ecosystem at Founder Institute is about building communities, building startups, and also helping to build funds which can in turn invest. We're here to help, but Founder Institute is hard. It's no walk in the park because building a fundable startup is harder. We're not like the encouragement awards in primary school. We are the most raw street program out there for startups, says Jason Calacanis, who's the host of This Week in Startups, very well-known angel investor. We empower, we push for honest feedback. Now, one of the things that I would ask you to do, if you haven't already, is take advantage of our Founder DNA program. You can do this online. It takes about half an hour. Paul and I have done it a few times. And this will give you a report, a free report on what is your personality type and how you might be thinking about co-founders or other team members so you can form a team that is primed for success. We're going to be running more Founder Institute events